I'm leaving the campsite now. I slept really good, actually. We had 2 owls right over my tent last night. But that was really cool. I love that. So it got really cold. It's still cold. About 4 o'clock this morning, I had to put the puffy on inside my sleeping bag. It was cold. Toes feeling okay right now. I haven't smacked it on anything yet. So going 12 and a half miles to, I can't say this shelter, I think it's Mashapakan or something. But the problem is there's no water there. And it's a dry camp, dry shelter. So, in 7 miles there's a shelter. And I'm probably just going to fill up there because there's just no water anywhere else. Except for a beaver pond. And I'd rather fill up at the shelter if I can. So it looks like my eyes are looking a little, no wonder everybody's staring at me. They're like, who punched you in the face? I'm like, no, a tree did. But anyway, it's a beautiful morning. It's supposed to be a nice day today. And the guys, of course, left like an hour ago. So I'll never catch them today. But anyway, that's okay. It's not something I have to do. Oh, here we go. Rocks. So I have it on good authority that it's supposed to get a little bit better with the rocks after 30 miles. So we are at 25 miles into New Jersey. So maybe in another 5 miles the rocks will go away. Don't think that's gonna happen, but you know, a girl can dream. Holy cow, this is pretty. Wow. Absolutely gorgeous. And what a beautiful day to see it. And I just saw John and Sid go down the hill over there. So they must have stopped here and taken a break. It's a nice place for it. God, that lake's beautiful. Who knew, right? Jersey, who knew? Not sure if you can tell or not, but we are currently, or I am currently, walking beside the lake that we saw from up top and going down. Down. You can hear the traffic. So you know what that means. My guess is that there's a mountain. I don't know if you probably can't see it from up there, but that will be what we will be climbing next. Because I'm sure we'll be going up. We are headed that way. And into the woods we go. Whew, that was a busy little road. It's 3.1 to the next shelter where I'm stopping for water. So none of the places back there, the gas station, nobody had coffee. What is up with that? Really happy this was here this morning. Nice surprise. And back to trail. So I believe we are getting ready to ascend Sunrise Mountain. I believe that's what this is right here. So yeah, I haven't really looked at the elevation, you know. I just know we'll be going up. I'm sure the guys have. They have everything planned out to a T. Me, I'm just kind of a fly by the seat of your pants kind of girl. This doesn't always work out good that way. I absolutely never in a million years would have thought that there was this much beauty and woods in New Jersey. It's just amazing to me. I'm actually just shocked by it. Okay, well, here's where we start our climb up to Sunrise Mountain. But I think that's the only major climb today. Yeehaw. Let's do it. It's beautiful up here. There's a little bunny right there. He scared me. He scared me. He's just munching away. We're still climbing up. And my sweaty, stinky mess this morning. I think I have another day and a half after this before I can get a shower. Apparently, according to the guys, there's a place in Unionville that will let hikers take a shower, and you can camp there as well. But I think we're gonna take a shower, I'll take showers, and get food at the deli, and then hike 7 miles to the next shelter. That's the plan, I think. Another gorgeous view. I hear a turkey way down there. Look how pretty. Here's the fire tower. Most of these you can't climb. It's not like they down south. They're just like, well, good luck, y'all. I am hitting every sparkle lead, coming and going. Oh wow! Look at this picnic table. I bet you John and Sid stopped here. What a pretty place to have a lunch, huh? This beautiful morning. For some reason this morning, I have been extremely emotional. I think I've cried 3 or 4 times now. I don't know if I'm just tired or something is off in my system. Could be any of those. It could be dehydration. But I've been really tired today. But it's like I just can't get out of my head. And, you know, it's so beautiful out here to be feeling sad. You know, I miss my mom terribly, and just, you know, play over things that, you know, in our lives, and replay, you know, when she died, and I was with her, and I was alone with her, and it was just the hardest thing I've ever been through in my life. And my mom and I were very, very, very close, and I just miss her so much. good water source here, so I may get water here. And look at the comments and see what everybody says about the water. Well, I stopped back there at the water source for about 30 minutes or so and just sat down and ate something and drank some extra water, and I got extra water, so I'm carrying about 5 more pounds of water right now, but at least I'll have some at the shelter tonight, which I was worried about since there's no water there. And I think that stream's probably some runoff from a beaver pond, but hopefully the filter will work. It hasn't failed me yet, so I have about 5.5 miles. So I'm still really tired, but I'm ready to get there. There's these little swampy areas everywhere around here. I hear a turkey. Never can see him. I hear him. So when I said earlier, after that climb, that I thought we were on Sunrise Mountain, that was incorrect. So Sunrise and its climb is yet to come, but hopefully that will be the last of the ups before camp. Yeehaw. So this is pretty cool. There's a pavilion on top of Sunrise. It's very pretty up here. Wow. It's too bad you can't see it better, but it's pretty. This is pretty cool. Okay. Be a cool place to camp. Probably don't let you do that, but it would be cool anyway. Alright. Onward. I just had some really amazing trail magic from a guy named Six Wheel, and he has written a book, which I took a picture of so that I could remember it, so that I could get it when I got home. But yeah, it was really nice. He gave me a Gatorade and a Hostess cupcake, which was awesome, and I really need it today because for some reason I am struggling. I am really having a hard time. Wasn't sure I was going to be able to keep going, actually. That's how bad it's been today. But got a little bit of sugar going, so hopefully I can get to the shelter. 3.2 miles. So let's see. I hope so. Well, I did get to see one little adorable snake today. Itty bitty. This rock wall. Guess that was a property boundary at some point. And it looks like we're finally at the shelter. Kind of surprised to see a truck and a tractor, but hey. Glad to finally be here. Finally made it.
Where have you been?
Well guys, I've got to head home for a little bit. Got to camp last night. Sorry I didn't close out, but it's kind of a rough day yesterday and I just had a lot going on in my head yesterday. I need to get my toe looked at. It's infected and it's really bothering me. So, plus I probably need some fluids, electrolytes, or I can't seem to get enough electrolytes in me, but anyway. So I'm kind of bummed, sitting here waiting for a shuttle driver named Mosey. She's gonna, well, she's not a shuttle driver, she's a hostel driver, but she's coming to get me, and she's taking me to the car rental place, and hopefully they will have a rental, but I will keep you guys up. Well, hey everyone, I'm alive, I'm home. It was quite an adventure getting home, and wow, yeah, so I kind of wanted to catch everybody up and just kind of let everybody know what happened and what was going on, and that I was alive. So yeah, I'm home. I've been home for a bit now, and kind of been healing up and all that. So wow, the last day I was out there, when I was going to Mashpekong shelter, I was really feeling bad that day. I had just couldn't shake the headache, the nausea. You know, I didn't think it was from the head injury. Kind of felt like it was more just dehydration. I was getting run down and I needed some help. With the Crohn's, that's just a thing, you know, and I have to kind of roll with it. I'm learning to roll with it better. I just didn't want another emergency room visit in a random town. And then if I had to stay off, which I kind of knew they were gonna, you know, want me to do, I'm stuck trying to stay somewhere for, you know, 3 or 4 days or a week, and honestly, I just couldn't afford it. So I just made the decision while I was at a place where I could get a ride to go ahead and go home, take care of the toe, which was infected, just get some rest, get some fluids, and try to build myself back up again, and then I am going back out. So this was like the movie. If you've never seen it, it's an old movie. It's Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. It was just crazy. I literally couldn't get home. I tried everything to get a car. I was going to rent a car and you know, drive home. It's like over 10 hours drive, and I couldn't find a car one way. You know, I'm going into a smaller place, smaller town, so none of them would do one way, mainly because, and of course, you know, once I figured this out, mainly because, you know, they were going to have to ship the car back, and it was going to cost them, they weren't going to make enough money, so, or they weren't going to make money. So the only way I could get a rental car is I might possibly could get one for a week, which was astronomically expensive. So I couldn't do that. So I kept searching for a car. I searched everywhere, searched all the towns around. And then I thought, well, okay, someone had mentioned Orbitz or Expedia. So I went through Expedia, and lo and behold, although I was suspicious, I found a rental car with Enterprise. And I was like, oh God, you know, and it was in Hamburg, New Jersey. Anyway, I made the plans. I contacted Mosey and I said, can you pick me up and can you take me to to pick up my rental car. And she was like, yeah, she was super nice, super accommodating. And she picked me up early the next morning. And I get to Enterprise, you know, and I have a confirmation number and all. Come to find out, with Enterprise, confirmation number does not mean squat. And I apparently am the last person to know this. You know, now they've stiffed me before, but they said it was a computer issue, a computer glitch, and, you know, they were trying to fix it and all that. Well, they had stranded me before when I was down in Glasgow, but I thought that was just a computer thing, right? Well, apparently not. Apparently, if you have a confirmation number, if you read the fine print with Enterprise, it doesn't mean you actually have a car. So I get a shuttle, I get there, and no car. And the lady's like, I'm like, you know, I'm a hiker. I don't have any place to go. And the lady's like, well, you know, we might have some cars coming in from New York this afternoon, and we can just give you a call. I'm like, well, you know, that's not helping me any. I don't have a place to go. And so Mosey was picking up another hiker and taking them down to Delaware Water Gap to pick up their car down there. So I thought, well, okay, I'll just go down to Delaware Water Gap. And, you know, I'm more familiar with the town because I took a Zero there. And I know that I can go to Marty's Yellow House, and if anything, he'll help me, you know, get somewhere if I need it. And I'm closer, you know, an hour closer to home. If my husband has to come pick me up, well, you know, it's a little closer. I'm still pissed at Enterprise, and I still am going to, you know, I want to boycott them, of course, but they're a monopoly, right? They have, you know, they're the most common car rental place, so what are you going to do? Anyway, so I get to Marty's Yellow House, and Marty, of course, he's super kind, and I'm feeling really beat up, and I asked him, I was like, you know, can I do my laundry and everything, maybe stay on the couch, because he was booked. And he's like, of course, you know. So at least I was able to get a shower, get all my clothes washed. So if I was able to get transportation somewhere, I wasn't gonna stink up the car or the plane or the, you know, whatever. So I get cleaned up. I was looking around at flights. Of course, I had been doing that all along. Everything I found was just astronomically expensive. I mean, because it was last minute, I couldn't afford it. It was just too much for me to do. So enter the bus. And yes, I did try the trains too. That was a bust. So found a bus, okay, leaving out of Delaware Water Gap. Well, it was a special. It was really cheap, and I thought, you know, that should have been an alarm bell right there. But you know, I've never done a bus ride. Okay, I live out in the middle of nowhere. We don't have buses here. The only bus trip I had ever taken, I was in my teens with my parents going to Nova Scotia, and that was totally a different thing, right? So I booked this trip, and it was really cheap, and I really didn't look at it carefully, and you know, until later, and realize all the stops. So I walked up to the bus station that night. It did not leave till 7:45 that night, and so, you know, I had dinner, and then I just walked up to the bus stop, and I'm totally a newbie at this. Everybody there is extremely aggressive. First of all, there's a lot going on, a lot, okay, with everybody. The bus is packed. I managed to get on the right bus, and then I start looking at things, and I am literally stopping everywhere. Okay, my first trip from Delaware Water Gap was stopping in Manhattan. Okay, I'm switching buses in Manhattan. So I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm not getting in until 1 o'clock the next day, and it's still in Southern Punch, which is an hour from where I live. Fine. Okay, that wouldn't have been so bad, except that I'm stopping everywhere. Okay, like I said, first stop was Manhattan, and I had to switch to Greyhound in the hub and in Manhattan, It's crazy. I managed to get down there. I'm just getting like serious. I stick out like a sore thumb, first of all, and get on the bus. And first thing, I get into my assigned seats. Didn't know those were kind of like, when you say assigned seats, it should be assigned seats because, you know, everybody moves around, right? But the bus was full. So first thing I did was try to sit down in my assigned seat, and I get yelled at by the lady that's in the seat. She's from New York. She yells at me, and I'm like, look, you know, this is my seat. And so that was the first thing that happened, all of that. It worked out. By the time we got to the second stop, she and I were buddies, and it was all good. And so we went from Delaware Water Gap to Manhattan, from Manhattan to New Jersey. From New Jersey, we went to Baltimore. From Baltimore, we went to Washington, D.C. From Washington, D.C., we went all the way to Richmond, Virginia. From Richmond, Virginia, we went to Raleigh. From Raleigh to Southern Pines. And I had to switch buses a couple of times on that. And honestly, the worst part of it was Raleigh. I had to sit in the hub for 3 hours waiting for my bus. And it was chaos. I mean, absolute chaos. Rude people, loud. This poor guy had a seizure. It was insane, right? Finally got on the bus in the morning and got to Southern Pines. Hadn't had any sleep in 24 hours. Can't sleep on the bus. It's packed. Couldn't get comfortable. None of that, right? So, oh yeah, not to mention the fact that I was in the back by the bathroom and somebody was violently vomiting. And yeah, it was a whole thing, and it was terrible, and nobody could use the bathroom, so it was fun. I got to Southern Pines, husband picked me up, and I had made a doctor's appointment for the following day. I made it because of my toe, was infected, and but he was obviously more concerned about the head thing, and as you can see, it's, you know, the bruising's almost gone. I don't really have much left, and I do have makeup on, but the bruising is almost gone. I still have a knot, and I still have an indentation where it bled, apparently, because it did like scab up and all that. I didn't even know it at the time. He wanted me to go to the emergency room. I'm like, I'm not going to the emergency room. If anything, anything bad, it would have already happened, right? It's been a week, 4 or 5 days. I go to my doctor's appointment the next day. He's like, yeah, your toe is definitely infected. Of course, we know we're going to lose the toenail. I expected that. He put me on antibiotics, which have been nasty. I finally finished them yesterday. Having Crohn's, they just tear my stomach up and made me sick, made me nauseous. Haven't been able to eat. The head, he said, yeah, you most likely have had a concussion. If you continue to have headaches and nausea, then you need to come back. And I'm like, eh. So I'm at home. I've been resting. I'm taking my antibiotics. Getting some a couple of pieces of gear that either broke or, you know, I had to patch some mesh on the mosquito netting on the Durston. So I'm just trying to clean my gear. I'm going to respray it with permethrin because the ticks and the bugs are insane right now. Anyway, I am going back out. I had planned on going out right away, but I got an offer to do for an art job. It's going to be lucrative, so I am going to do that first. That will help with having money to get back. I am going back. I will keep everybody posted. Just kind of continue to get on my feet. I have an infusion coming up pretty soon, in about a week, so I've got to do that anyways. Also, someone had mentioned doing a Q&A. I have never done that. If you have any questions that you have for me, please comment with them, and maybe we can do a Q&A in the near future, and answer some questions that you guys may have. I don't know if anybody does or not, but anyway, comment below, with any questions and we'll go from there. So I will keep you guys posted. I will see you soon. Bye.